Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Ricamus Reacts. My name is Ricamus, and today we are going to be watching RWBY Volume 4, Chapter 11. And I missed the title. So we're just going to jump right into it. And I'll do my thoughts afterwards, later on. Alright, here we go. As you can see, maybe, I don't know, Marius is here today. He's going to kind of go in and out of the frame. Do you think you'll see Zwei? I think you're going to see Zwei. I think we're going to see Weiss escape. I think we might see Weiss escape. Yeah. You think so? You want to say hi to the folks at home? Not being conquered by yourselves. Inside. Alright. Ready? I wonder why she only uses fire. Still really weak, huh?
Enough. I thought you were the girl that wanted power. Did you lie to me? Then stop holding back. If you wish to master your powers, you must.
Oh, Tyrion. I don't think she's gonna be very happy with him. Do you?
Tyrion. Your task. Were you successful?
No. But hope is not lost. My tail, my stinger, I poisoned him. Crow. He will not be a nuisance to you any longer. No longer. I've done that. Have I done well? Have I pleased you?
No.
The last eye is blinded. You disappoint me.
What eye is blinded? The glass eye? The last? The last eye. Oh my god, is he just... I almost feel bad for him. Jesus. I'm actually surprised she didn't really punish him or anything. I guess that's punishment. He's punishing himself. Like self-flagellation. go for a ride for the first time?
I don't remember saying that you were ready.
Oh yeah? You gonna try and stop me?
No. I think I'm still too sore after our last fight. I just wanted a better goodbye than the letter. And I also have a question.
Why doesn't he go with her?
What do you mean?
Well, despite asking him numerous times not to, I know that Crow told you where your mother's been at these days. I know how much you want to see her. I've stopped you in the past. I won't anymore. And we both read the note. We know your sister is headed to Mistral. So, where are you going?
Is she gonna be riding her bike through Mistral? Through Anima? Unless she's gonna stop in Atlas first? Or... that's how she's making her escape? Thought it would be more dramatic.
Let's go.
Ooh. Are we gonna see your mother first?
Master Whitley, I... yes, of course. I'll be just a moment. Head to the first floor library. I'll meet you there.
Interesting. I figured she would have made her escape while they were in town.
You need to control yourself. You can't talk. You're out of control. Do you even hear what you're saying? I'm facing everything about what from your
Ironwood.
daughter. My daughter, you stole. We're not getting to that. Oh, yes.
Oh.
We have far more pressing matters to discuss, starting with your apparent lunacy. Talk. Winter is one of my best. If she's telling me there's a threat in Mistral, then I'm not going to take that news lightly. She's been there for weeks.
Okay.
People are mobilized. Sudden spikes in weapons and dust rays. Someone is about to make a play, and I do not trust Leo to stop them. You've never trusted anyone other than yourself. And
Who's
for
Leo?
good reason. If Oz had just listened to me from the start. You need to get a grip. That's exactly what I'm doing. Our people need protection. By this time next week, the Kingdom of Atlas will be officially closing its borders. No one in, no one out, without the Council's permission. You mean without your permission? And if that becomes the case, I would think you'd want to be on my good side. It's locked. What are you talking about?
Interesting. I figured that Iron would be more of an ally for her.
Klein! Klein, where are you?
Whitley's gonna show up? No. Never mind.
Keep your voice down. I told you I'd be here.
It's grumpy.
Are you sure Mistral is safe?
No. But it's where I'll find Winter.
I suppose we'll be the only family you have left after tonight.
she can escape? Well, he's not dead yet.
Blake?
This is why, son. This is why I left them all behind.
What are you... Wait. Where am I?
I am done seeing my friends hurt because of me.
Blake.
Shut up! Do you think I'd like being alone? Every day I think about them. Ruby, Weiss, Yang. They were my friends. I loved them like I never thought I could love anybody. And I hope they hate me for leaving.
You don't mean that.
Sure,
Yes,
Yang
I
does.
do. Everyone thinks they can help me, but they can't. You saw Ilya last night, and she's not even the worst. No. No more. They're better off without me. I made my choices, and I'll deal with the consequences because they belong to me.
You think you're being selfless, but you're not.
Being selfish.
Yeah. That chameleon friend of yours got me pretty good. But I'd do it all again if it meant protecting you. I can promise Yang would say the same. You can make your own choices, sure. But you don't get to make ours. When your friends fight for you, it's because we want to. So stop pushing us out. That hurts more than anything the bad guys could ever do to us. But if it makes you feel any better, the next time I go up against Lizard Girl, it won't be for you. It'll be to get even.
I like Sun when he's being more serious.
Oh dear, would you look at that? He's awake. Thank goodness.
Please.
Mom,
Hey, this is me.
what are you doing?
Well, sweetheart, your father needed to speak with the two of you.
Huh?
I'm afraid you were right to be suspicious.
What do you mean?
Adam Taurus is planning to overthrow the leader of the White Fang and stage a full-scale
Really?
attack on Haven Academy.
I thought that she was on her side.
The fall of Beacon
On their
all
side.
over again.
Not if we destroy the White Fang once and for all.
No. We're not going to destroy the White Fang.
It's Civil War.
We're going to take it back.
Oh boy. Oh no! Buffering.
What are you guys doing here?
Did you hear that noise? What was that?
Knuckles. That's what everybody's been calling it.
Ren, what is it?
Wait. You guys hear that?
Ren?
Holy. That's all you are going to give us from that part of the episode? Are you kidding me, guys? Well, they checked in with everybody, including the villains. Holy crap. Yeah, so I guess they're just gonna do a full-scale fight in the end of the at the end of the volume. It looks like everybody's gonna be converging on Mistral, which makes sense. It sucks that it took an entire volume for them to get there, but yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do my review later on, record that later on, but anyway. I will, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, hi everyone. As you can see, it's been a week. There's been a change of location and change of clothing. So I am, I rewatched the episode, and I'm gonna do a quick kind of review of everything, a quick breakdown of everything. So let's just start from the top down. Talk about Cinder. She's still training. She's fighting. So one thing about Cinder that I always notice is that she is always using fire. Now, she's used fire since we first saw her. In the very first episode of Volume 1, and I mean, I guess she had the part of the Maiden's power at that point, but is that just a personal preference, and now she's using the Maiden's power to amplify her fire powers, or like use only because there's more to the Maiden's powers than just that one element. In fact, fire, I don't know how much that even makes sense for Autumn. I don't fully understand how each Maiden's powers works, because people can supplement their own powers in anyway, so I'm wondering if it just amplifies their own powers, or if there are elemental things that she uses. I mean, it seemed like when Amber was fighting that she was using wind and ice, and like basically she created a hurricane, kind of like a false storm kind of thing, when she was fighting with Emerald and Mercury and Cinder. So I'm wondering why she focuses so much on fire. It's almost like she's not using her full potential, even though she wants power. So it's a curious thing. But it's weird, because there seems to be a little bit of hesitation in what she's doing, and I don't I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a lack of self-confidence. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. I doubt it's a change of heart, because I feel like she would be embittered toward RWBY and the other side and all of that. In terms of in terms of Tyrion coming in, it's interesting because I didn't expect him to get there so quickly. If he got there that fast, how quick acting is that venom of his? Because it seems like Crow has been dying for quite a long time, especially if it gave Tyrion enough time to get back to wherever they're from. And I mean, we were assuming that it was the Dragon continent, and maybe it isn't. But if it is, man, they've got some really impressive forms of travel. But who knows? Maybe they can go through portals like Raven can. So maybe that's it. But I don't know if there's much else I need to talk about there. It was very interesting seeing him begging to her, and her just being like, no, I'm disappointed in you, and him just raging. For a split second, I thought she had actually set the Grim on him, and he was going to get killed. But I liked that he just took out his frustration and his anger, and just lost his mind on the Grim. And it was interesting seeing Cinder's reaction to that, and I'm wondering what that was. Was it horror? Was it confused? Like, I couldn't quite make I can't figure out what she's thinking. Yeah. So then it jumps to Yang, and it's really nice to see her spray painting her arm yellow, and it like goes along with the theme. I don't know. I'm wondering if the arm has any attachments in terms of fighting, or if it's just like she's gonna punch with that and shoot with the other arm, which is actually kind of cool. But yeah, it's nice to see her pulling out. I think the bike's name is Bumblebee, as well as the ship name. But it's nice to see her. Nice to see the bike again. It was weird seeing the bike in this animation, and it looks very sleek. It looks very. It makes me think of Japanese motorcycles a lot more than even before. Really, really awesome. So it'll be cool. I'll get to that in a second. So the question here is, and I almost said Bernie. Taiyang asks this: where is Yang going? Is she going to RWBY or to find her mom? Because she knows where both are, and they're both in Mistral. So is she going to... Now, part of me... this is probably an internal conflict for her, because she wants to know more about her mom, but she cares so deeply about her sister. And I'm sure she's hurt because her sister left. But also the thing that got her to start training again and to actually get her out of her funk was the realization that, oh, my sister needs help. And, she has been preventing Taiyang from going to help her, to go after her. But I have a feeling that she would want to go and help as well. So I think that's where that struggle is, and I have a feeling that she will probably go to check on RWBY first. And alongside that, probably end up running into her mother anyway. But I feel like there was something I was going to say. Yeah. So the funny image that I was thinking was just of Yang riding her motorcycle quickly through all these villages that RWBY and Team Ranger have been walking through all volume, just to see her zipping by. It would be interesting, because it doesn't seem to fit in. There does seem to be these kind of anachronisms in the world, where it's kind of like old time, horse and carriage, and old villages, and then you've got this airship technology and motorcycles and things like that. And so I think the juxtaposition would be very interesting. Yeah, but I don't know what else to say about Yang. I'm assuming we're going to continue to check in with everybody in the next chapter. It hasn't been posted yet, so I don't know how long it is. Hopefully it's also over 20 minutes, like last volume's chapter 12. So we'll see. But going on to Weiss. So I kept on saying all volume that I felt like Ironwood was going to help her get out of Atlas itself, not out of the building, but out of Atlas. So, and I'm assuming that she was avoiding him so that her father wouldn't see her. And I really like how she's using her glyphs to open and close doors and keep them closed. It's pretty funny. But overall, I feel like Ironwood would be on her side, and I do think that once she leaves the castle, she's still going to need to get out of Atlas somehow. And I feel like it's a lot easier to go to an ally like Ironwood, who might actually have the actual location of Winter and be able to send Weiss directly to Winter, rather than to just try and sneak out. There's not much more to say. I think it's a little interesting that Weiss is just leaving in her everyday clothing. I feel like she should wear a traveling cloak or something. But I mean, she's used to the cold and everything. It's just, it seems kind of funny that she'd be traveling just like that, in a suitcase, which the suitcase is probably mostly dust. Anyway. Well, I feel like I'm just gonna kind of blow through this. And I'm wondering. I am wondering where Winter is in Mistral. I'm wondering if she is in a location that's. I'm wondering if she's actually in Mistral, the city, or if she's in the surrounding area. Basically, everybody seems to be converging in Mistral, which is nice, because that means that hopefully toward the beginning of Volume 5, they're going to all meet up. But I wonder how long that's going to take. So going on to Sun and Blake, it's nice to see Sun being serious. He has been serious before, but for the most part, he's been kind of a jokey guy and doesn't really take things too seriously. But it's nice to see him just kind of laying down the facts for Blake, who has been... She's trying to be selfless, but he didn't say it, but basically she's being selfish instead. And she... While she's trying to protect everybody by pushing them away, that's not how they view it, and they care for her, and they want to help her, and they want to protect her just as much as she wants to protect them. And it's one-sided when she just tries to push everyone away and leave, and it's gonna cause more problems, obviously. If everybody were to work together, I feel like it would actually work better. So I didn't really care for Sun as a character much. Like, I didn't really care one way or the other, but his like talking to Blake has really like made me like him a lot more. So it's also funny, they've shown a lot this volume that he and Kali get along very well, and it was a nice mirror of that, with Kali falling through the door just like Sun did before. It's kind of like it's a thing in relationships where you have a tendency to be attracted to somebody like one of your parents. Definitely happened in my marriage a little bit, and not in the not in the way that a lot of people would think, not in the weird way. Like my wife is very much like my father, and I'm very much like her mother. So, it's a. That's a thing. But, I do hope we see more of them in the future. I have a feeling that after they... you have to cock it.
You know what?
You have to cock it!
Oh.
She's pointing
I
at...
haven't used it in a week.
Shooting Nerf guns at me.
Spill my milk.
My sister-in-law's boyfriend gave us Nerf guns for Christmas because they know us too well. Anyway, so it's interesting. I wasn't expecting a civil war within the White Fang. And my wife and I were talking about this beforehand, that this whole Adam going to try and overthrow the White Fang, trying to have a coup in the White Fang. I have we were thinking that this might actually just be more of a plant to lure them into a trap. Part of it is because when Hazel is sent out on his mission in the beginning of the volume, Salem specifically says, make sure that Sienna Khan is on our side. And I have a feeling that Sienna Khan is smart enough to not go against Salem. But I don't know. We don't know anything about Sienna Khan. We do know that she or he, I still don't know if it's a male or female, but probably a tiger faunus. We don't know if they are. We know that they're more militaristic than Bagheera was. Not Bagheera. I saw The Jungle Book a few weeks ago. It was an awesome movie. But anyway, and so that's basically all I have to say about everybody else. And then finally we wrap up on basically the lead into the next episode, which is going to be the showdown with the Nuklivy, which everybody's calling Knuckles. We actually got to have a good look at him, not in silhouette, and it is horrifying. The horse face itself is creepy, and it's breathing out a dark miasma, which I doubt they're actually going to really. Well, I don't know. They could use that. And part of the Nuklivy myth is that it breathes out a miasma that destroys crops and brings sickness. So I don't know if they could incorporate that somehow, but the rider, that face is just, yeah, and yeah, so I'm gonna be very curious to see how this fight goes. I know a clip was released that had to do with the fight. I saw a few seconds of it, but I didn't want to watch it for spoiler reasons. But it's nice to see that they're going to be fighting. It's just, so the thing that's bothering me is that Ren keeps on shutting down. And I guess, I know it's tied into his past, and it's very personal to him, but I have a feeling that part of the fight is going to be everybody sort of defending him and Crow long enough for Ren to kind of snap out of it. And I have a feeling, so I was talking with some people in the community about this, but I have a feeling that this means that this is going to be the time where Jean is actually going to unlock his semblance. And I think that's going to be really awesome. I think it's going to be a great moment. I feel like it's going to be a shielding thing, and it's going to be more like a generating a shield thing, not just the way that people use their aura to sort of shield themselves and occasionally block, but like specifically when you're thinking back to the Jaundice episodes and the Forever Fall episodes, when Cardin hits Jean and he activates his aura, which some of his semblance probably showed then. It was like he was hitting a wall. So I'm wondering if that's going to be part of it. But yeah, so I would not be surprised if Jean's aura his semblance is unlocked while defending Ren. Yeah, I'm starting to. I don't know if Crow is going to die. It still wouldn't surprise me if he died in the last few moments of the volume, saying something, "I need to tell you about your mother," or something like that with RWBY, because I really want there to be more to this. But he has been dying for such a long time, and I think more than anything, he's instead going to be saved by his sister. I don't know how. I don't know how everything's going to come in, but she seems to have been following them to some degree. So I have a feeling that in a sort of Deus Ex Machina, it's not necessarily Deus Ex Machina when it's been sort of teased, but I have a feeling that she is going to come in and help them, or at least after the fight, she will come in and take Crow, and we might not see him for a while. I don't know. I don't know how the timelines are all working in this. Maybe Yang could randomly show up because she's on her bike, she's catching up fast, I don't know, and see her mother, or there are a lot of things that could be happening. I don't know how it's all going to tie together. I know it's possible that Yang leaving home could have happened weeks ago, and so she's already been on the way. And especially since it seems like he's been dying a long time, because Tyrion was able to get back to Salem so quickly. So time's a little funky. It's hard to say. It's hard to necessarily predict when people are going to show up, because people may be in entirely separate timelines right now. Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up so I can now go and record my reaction to the finale. Yeah. Please leave a comment below, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm on the RWBY Amino app as Ricamus. I'm also on the Rooster Teeth website as Ricamus, though I haven't really done anything with that yet. And yeah, see you guys in the finale.